Welcome back, Minties, to a segment we'd like to call
Reviews in a Flash.
Reviews in a Flash, where we talk about, in a non-spoilerish way, about books you may or may not have heard of or have read or have not read. So, non-spoiler review for Buzzkill. This is brought to you by the same team that did God Country. So it's Donny Cates. Cannot say that guy's name.
Mark Resnicek.
Sure, that guy. Geoff Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
So the story is basically about an alcoholic that is going to AA and dealing with addiction. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But it's got a superhero twist. So pretty much anytime this character, his name is Francis, but I guess he introduces himself as Ruben
in the beginning.
in AA.
In AA.
Anytime that he's liquored up or smokes a cigarette or takes painkillers or anything like that,
that's key.
He gets superpowers. So it reminds me a little bit of this character from El Hazard named Mr. Fujisawa, because he gets stronger and more badass the more he drinks alcohol. So
it is interesting. Some people do feel like they get stronger when they drink. Or
I feel like it, but I do not wake up like I was a superhero. That's for sure. So this was a pretty interesting book, I'll have to say.
Yeah.
It's very short. It's all in here.
Yeah.
It's only 4 issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. All collected in this. The artwork is phenomenal. I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
But the story is interesting. So yeah, he's going to AA. Meanwhile, these supervillains kind of find out what his secret identity is. So they go and beat his ass now that he's kind of sobering up. They find out he's sobering up. He's having to deal with his girlfriend.
Who found out what he is. And
He's got family issues. Don't want to spoil that. And he has a best friend that's also a superhero. And this kind of Justice League. By the way, I love the art so much. And I would read a story about these characters
Yes, and just see what their story is about.
Right. In particular, one named Dr. Block.
Dr. Black, which is basically a hippie version of Doctor Strange.
That's a really good way of putting it.
It is. And Donny Cates is writing Doctor Strange.
That's right. He wrote Doctor Strange for a while.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty interesting character. Yeah, very hippie-ish Doctor Strange. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Who is apparently friends with Doctor Who?
That's the same universe, guys.
Matt Smith, Fez.
It's official.
It's weird, but whatever. So, I don't think there's anything else to say. Yeah, the bad guys come at him, and you have to find out if he liquors up again or if he starts smoking to fight these bad guys off.
It's a very interesting story that centers around the theme of addiction and what it means, right?
Absolutely.
And now, did Donny Cates, he doesn't have experience with it, but someone he knows close to him, or is it something that you don't know? I didn't know if it was something he was close to. But sometimes people write these stories because it's something that, someone they knew were affected by it. But it's also an interesting take on superheroes because we see these stories all the time with superheroes. They have these powers, and the powers themselves can almost be addictive, right? Mm-hmm. Because you get this rush of using them. And so it's that interesting parallel. For me, though, sometimes it hit the nail on the head too hard, maybe.
Okay.
And that kind of drew me away from the story a little bit. And another thing that I kind of it was okay, but even though it's focused on Francis, there was still that whole superhero aspect that I felt, we didn't get to really see a lot of it. And not that we need to see a lot of it, but I kind of wanted to get where some of these, where his supervillains were coming from, and particularly his final, issues that he has in the last couple chapters.
I think it could have benefited from being longer.
Yes, I agree.
Right, whereas God Country, I think God Country was perfect.
Me too.
We've done a review on that, our old reader, new reader, but for this, it would have definitely benefited from being 6 to 8 issues.
I agree.
Because you're building a wonderful world like this. Because I was very intrigued.
They have very colorful characters.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with the artwork by Geoff Shaw. Once you look at this wonderful, sketchy style of artwork, very similar to Sean Murphy, Mark Silvestri's older stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that kind of artwork, you want to read more about these characters. You want to find out why he's fighting certain people. And you want to see, you're right, like more bad guys. And you can't build a world like that and just make it 4 issues and call it that. Well, and exactly
what his powers were, too. I mean, we get hints of it, but certain drugs do to him, and that's needs clarification maybe.
A little cheesy towards the end, but I dug it. I kind of dug that, too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wish it was longer.
it would have benefited from it. You're right about that.
So,
and I want a story about Dr. Black now. So
I'll read that too.
I'll read
about.
He's an interesting character.
What's his name? Flying Panther, the Hawkman kind of character.
Pterodactyl.
Thank you. He's Man, you got a good memory.
Pterodactyl, because it's such an awesome name, and
Pterodactyl.
He makes a joke that they want to use code names. He makes a joke that is my real name.
Okay.
So he's another character I'd like to see again. So it would have benefited from.
Yeah.
More interactions, because obviously there's a lot of character connection that we need to see. Like, these people know he has an issue with addiction, but you don't truly get to see some of the characters, like, why would they be so affected by his addiction? And so maybe
right. I think you gotta just take some things with a grain of salt.
You do.
Like, you just whatever. Yeah. It's a story about a superhero that's fighting addiction.
It has a message, and there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty good read. I definitely recommend it. For me, I'd probably give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Oh, that's what I was gonna give it.
Well, sorry, that's why I had to go first.
I would also give it a 2.5 out of 5.
We can't do that. We gotta disagree on something.
We can always agree because we have similar mindsets.
All right. So thank you very much for tuning in. Join us here. Like I said, we're dropping these maybe once, twice a week, depending on how fast we can read them and how often we get together.
That's right.
So, Amanda, can you do us the honors?
Of course. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for notification of more great Near Mint Condition content. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at @NearMintCon. Also, check out our Patreon if you want to support us. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Bye, everyone.
Bye.